Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening. Let all of them join quickly, then we'll proceed.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Rohini.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening. Put on your cameras, everyone. All of your cameras should be on. So, as per my knowledge, we have covered most of the physics chapters, right? Like light and motion and time. And before that, which physics chapter you people have already done?
Ma'am, electricity and circuits.
Electricity and circuits.
Heat.
Hmm.
Ma'am, we didn't complete that. We completed heat and motion and time.
Pardon, please?
Ma'am, we completed heat and motion time.
Yeah. So I thought of taking the chapter physical and chemical changes now. Let's move to chemistry. After this, we'll take one chapter of biology. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone, please come on the screen. Advik Ashwath, Shreyansh. Shreyansh and Ashwath. So, first of all, Shritesh, you tell me, what do you understand by physical change? Or, okay, just leave physical change. Tell me, what does a change mean? Simply a change.
A change is when an object changes into a different thing. I mean, like its appearance varies.
Appearance varies. Okay. Good. Only appearance? Rohini?
Not just appearance. Like about its size, shape, color, anything.
Okay. Rohini, anything else apart from appearance, color, shape, size?
Ma'am, like we can see a change in the properties of the object.
Physical properties or chemical properties?
Ma'am, like if it is a physical property, then it's a physical change. And then if it's a like a change in the color, or then it is an irreversible change, it is a chemical change.
So most of the changes in the daily life we require are desirable as well. Some are non-desirable. Okay. We can say some changes are fast, some changes are slow, or means many kind on basis of speed, on basis of desirable, undesirable. We can classify them still into many more categories. But here we are dividing overall changes into two only, either physical or chemical. Let me share the screen. As visible in the picture on the first slide, physical change is shown that an ice cube of ice is melting down, and chemical changes in iron which already has been rusted. A bit is already clear from this. If we talk about the word just change, changes occur us around us all the time. Let's talk about the changes which keeps on occurring in the life. So please tell me one by one change which keeps on occurring in nature.
Ma'am, the weather.
Weather, very good.
And the ice cube.
So related to weather, I can
I'm
say
like
climate also.
water
Climate
cycle.
also keeps changing. Next point, who told the next point?
Ma'am, Divya.
Pardon, please, you,
Ma'am, Divyesh.
Divish, I cannot hear. Please speak loudly.
Ma'am, I said that water cycle.
Water cycle. Okay, great.
Ma'am, ice cube.
Melting of ice cube. We cannot say that melting of ice cube keeps on occurring. You can say glaciers.
Yeah.
More.
And the fruit ripening.
Pardon?
Syrup fruit ripening.
I could not hear. Aishwarya, were you
Ma'am,
telling
that
something?
position of earth keeps changing.
Dear everyone, I request you to please speak louder. I'm not able to hear clearly.
Ma'am, position of earth keeps changing.
Yeah, so the earth is continuously in rotation as well as it is revolving around the sun. The moon is continuously in motion around the earth.
Ma'am, but it should be reversed. Like some changes are reversible, right? If the Earth's position is like a physical change, it cannot reverse that change.
The exceptions are always there. We have studied as per the study, we can say that
Morning, ma'am.
physical changes are usually reversible, and change in position we can say is also reversible. But rotation of earth and revolution of earth is something which is very natural and nobody has a control on it. So
Ma'am,
exceptional cases are always there. Okay.
like I joined late because I just had a match like before, so I
It's
just
okay,
came.
nothing have missed. We have just started a chapter physical and chemical changes and we are just at the introduction part. Okay.
Okay.
Now we intake food. We intake 2 to 3 meals a day usually. So the process of digestion, this is a change in our body. Yeah, yes, before that, the food we intake, that food sometimes is raw. If it is fruit, it is raw. If it is vegetable or chapati, it is being cooked. So, okay, there also is a change.
Yes, ma'am, cooking is a change.
Cooking is a change. The materials, the furniture, the wooden furniture, the metal furniture is in our home. After years, we see that some of their, shine is getting dull. The iron materials are getting rusted.
Yeah.
Some cell or the batteries are getting exhausted, so we need to change them by the time. Means changes are happening or occurring continuously in nature. Okay. So changes occur around us all the time. Like if we keep milk for a long time, it will definitely turn sour. Okay. The seeds will germinate. We just need to water them. We just need to provide them a good, nutritious soil and a good amount of air and sunlight. The weather changes, fruits get ripened. Changes can be of different types: desirable, undesirable, slow and fast. Some are temporary, some are permanent, like rotation of earth is permanent. And for temporary, state one example of temporary.
Ma'am, like freezing of water into ice.
Good, great. Some are reversible, some are irreversible. Out of those, some are physical and some are chemical. And all these changes involve one or more substances, and each substance is a unique composition. Substance means the substance can be an element, the substance can be a compound. means a single pure type of material, or it is a mixture of two or more metals or two non-metals or a metal and non-metal, anything. Okay. So please write down the points. You can make these in the point format. Like changes can be of different types. Then in the next line, classify them in first is a desirable, undesirable. Second is slow and fast. Third is temporary, permanent. Fourth is reversible, irreversible. And fifth is physical and chemical. Please write in the points format for this particular point only. Note this down, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, like I have a doubt. Ma'am, so like rusting of iron is a chemical change, no? But like chemical change is basically an irreversible change, but rusting of iron means like if we rub the iron object with a sandpaper or with a sandpaper, it is going to turn in again into like uh, the rusting is gonna disappear, no? So like how is it a irreversible change?
Do you think you will really get the iron material in the same shine and with the same appearance as it was earlier?
I'm not the same, but just it's just gonna be a bit better from
Yeah,
the
better. So there is, it means now one statement I should say that nothing is impossible. So we can always try. We try to because we have to use the material in our home. So we try our best to make it better for the longer life. So yes, because it cannot get in the same appearance as it was earlier. And for that now a time we prefer galvanizing, that is a coating of zinc, or you can like apply grease on that, you can apply oil on that to protect from rusting. So that's, but I'm
okay, ma'am.
still telling you, physical changes are usually reversible, chemical changes are usually irreversible. I'm not making the statement that always, okay, exceptions are always there. So in chemical change we can have something that can be reversed. Noted.
Ma'am, 1 minute. Done, ma'am. Done.
Ma'am, can you give examples for desirable and undesirable changes?
Desirable, can anyone out of you, if an example striking your mind?
Can she like? Can you repeat again?
Example of desirable and undesirable change.
Desire.
Anyone? Many changes you can say are desirable, like
Ma'am, is it
so
like I guess it's, like is it milk changing into curd?
milk changing into curd. Yes, we desire because curd has a different good properties, and undesirable.
I'm like how a seed like germination like how a seed grows into a plant. Can it be?
That is desirable. Growth of our
Ma'am,
body.
sunny to rainy.
Sunny to rainy sometimes, yeah. Because this time in South India, the temperature went so high. We can say that was undesirable because
Yes, ma'am.
people in South India, especially in Bangalore, were used to the pleasant weather, but all had to purchase ACs this year.
Ma'am, can you give an example for slow and fast changes?
Slow change is growth of a body, growing of a plant is slow change, and fast change
Rusting of iron
is a slow
is
change.
a change.
Good state for fast change?
Ma'am, boiling of water.
Yeah, okay. Boiling of water. Noted?
Ma'am, melting
Yes,
of
ma'am, noted.
is when is a fast change.
Which, sorry, Ishwarya?
Ma'am, melting of ice is a fast
Melting of
change.
ice is a fast change. Great.
Ma'am, like, can fast change like can be like breathing? Like, I'm just asking, like, can it be breathing? Like, be
Yeah.
taking
Hmm.
breathing can be fast change.
It can be a fast change. Okay, moving to next slide now. So, when a substance undergoes physical change, it does not give rise to a different kind of substance, means there is no new substance formed, and a physical change is a reversible change. You can add a word usually. A physical change is usually a reversible change, not always. Example, heating of water, because on heating of water, it just changes the state to vapor. Here, the change of state is observed. Okay, and that vapor state, if we cool it down back again, if we pressurize it by covering it with a lid or something, it will condense back to the liquid form. Melting of butter,
Yes, ma'am.
after melting of butter, if we refrigerate it again, it will be back in the same form. Cutting of paper, how it is physical and how it can be reversed back. Anyone?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Cutting off paper, if we tear the paper into different pieces, can it be reversed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we
No.
cannot get the paper in the same format. So you can see the exceptional here only. Okay, although there is no new substance formed, so it will be considered physical, but it cannot be reversed. Now, with the help of a glue or that sellotape, we can still try to make it, but it will not appear in the same form as it was earlier. One thing can be done that, after recycling and with the paper industry, then we can get out of that same pieces only, we can get a new paper, but not like we cannot. So note this down, please. Further, at last, I'll make you write more differences between physical and chemical. Noted?
Like for physical change, we can also write like instead of writing a physical change is a reversible change, we can also write that in most the cases a physical change is a reversible case, but also in some cases it can be in irreversible change also.
Check everyone. Noted, everyone.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Ma'am, one second.
Mom, I didn't finish writing. Could you go up?
Hmm?
I didn't finish, so could you go up?
Heading for today's work.
Today's work.
Speak loudly, please.
Mom, I didn't finish writing physical changes.
Okay, you should I show the previous slide again?
Yes, ma'am.
Should I change now?
Yes, ma'am.
A chemical change occurs when two or more chemical substances react to form a new product that have an entirely different set of properties. And a chemical change is mostly irreversible, okay, not always. So, example, cooking food, ripening of fruit, lighting a matchstick, aging of leaves, and digestion of fruits, etc. I'll make you write more points of difference. First, you write this, please.
How is lighting a matchstick a chemical change?
Isn't it a chemical change? Out of that reddish brown phosphorus that is available on the two sides of matchbox and on the top of matchstick, it gets burned. That phosphorus material itself gets burned and gives us the flame. And can you get the same matchstick again? Can you get that phosphorus material again?
No, ma'am.
Then because of that. So you
Okay.
can say more examples are combustion, means lightening up of substances to give us heat and light. Combustion process is also a chemical change. Digestion, we know, and that rusting we were discussing about is a chemical change. State more, note it down.
And can you give an example of a chemical change which is reversible?
Let me think of that.
Okay.
And you all try to find out an example, the chemical change which is reversible as well. There is definitely, you will try to get it.
I got the answer. It is
Hmm.
like water from water to ice.
Water to ice?
Yeah. Like, ma'am, water is a different substance. Like, it's a liquid state substance. So when we pour water into a container and keep it in the freezer, like after 3 days, because of the chemical reaction, not reactions, like because of the cold, like the air that the refrigerator produces, it become, and the cold temperature, the water becomes ice into and change it into solid. And after the same, in the same container only, like after the water changed into ice, like we can again get it the ice back, and without even wasting a single drop of water, we can do it irreversible, right?
In freezing of water and then melting of ice, this is just the arrangement of molecules getting closer and then losing back. So there is no chemical reaction in this process. It is completely a physical change, Siddhant.
Like milk to curd.
But we cannot get milk again back from curd.
Yes, ma'am. So it's like a chemical change.
No, we have to think of a chemical change which is which is reversible as well.
It reverse.
Noted this, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now Means you can add the points in this only where you have written noted down these two. Just 2-3 more points I have. I think these are not in the PDF, that's why.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
is cutting of an apple a chemical change or a physical change?
It's very clear. It is just the change of shape. No reaction. Chopping is always a physical change.
Ma'am, but like the apple is gonna be rotten, no? So like basically it's a chemical change.
Then you must mention that ripening of fruits. That is a chemical. Just if I cut it out, if I chop it into pieces, then that is a physical.
Okay, ma'am.
Definitely any fruit or vegetable, if we cut them, the chances of them getting rotten, it are increases. So in physical change, write a point. Physical change occurs without changing the chemical composition of matter. A physical change occurs without changing the chemical composition of matter. Noted?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Physical change occurs without changing the chemical composition of matter. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
And in chemical change, note down. It is a change in the chemical composition of matter. It is a change in the chemical composition of matter. Now, physical are reversible, chemical are irreversible. Already you have written. In physical, new products are not formed, and in chemical, new products are formed always. This is also written. Next difference, note down. In physical, some changes occur when on heating or cooling. Some changes occur.
Ma'am, we need to write in physical.
Physical. Some changes occur with on heating or cooling, means not always, like melting and boiling and all the changes in the states of matter, condensation, melting, freezing, they all need either cooling or heating. Okay. Some changes occur on heating or cooling. And note down in chemical, changes always involve absorption or release of energy. Means chemical change always need increase or decrease of temperature. Chemical changes.
Ma'am, can you repeat again?
In chemical change, write down. Chemical change always involves absorption or release of energy.
Ma'am, absorption or release?
Of energy. It is just raising or bringing down the temperature. Same meaning.
Ma'am, can you repeat once again?
Chemical change always involves absorption or release of energy.
Ma'am, I got a reversible chemical change. I got a reversible chemical change.
Chemical change point, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Chemical change always involve absorption or release of energy.
No, ma'am, I got an example which is reversible.
Okay, sorry. Please tell.
Okay, ma'am.
Hamza, you telling?
Yes, ma'am. Wait. Calcium carbonate decomposes to calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. When heat's reaction can be reversed by adding into the back to the calcium oxide.
Can you write it in the chat, please?
Okay, ma'am.
Please note down the next difference, one last difference. Physical, write down in physical. Physical changes have no effect on chemical bonds.
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Physical changes have no effect on chemical bonds of molecules of a substance. Of molecules of a substance. Physical change have no effect on the chemical bonds of molecules of a substance. Noted?
Ma'am, like they have no effect on chemical. Can
Chemical
you tell
bonds
that?
of molecule of a substance. Now write in chemical. They have direct effect on the chemical bonds. Chemical changes have direct effect on the chemical bonds of molecules in a substance. Of molecules in a substance.
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Chemical changes have direct effect on the chemical bonds of molecules in a substance.
Ma'am, chemical one. Ma'am, I couldn't hear. Can you once more repeat again?
For physical or chemical?
Ma'am, chemical.
Chemical changes have direct effect on the chemical bonds of molecules in a substance.
Okay.
Noted?
Yes, ma'am.
All the changes, the 3 points are here, the 2 already you have written, so we have written all of these. Okay, just read this, otherwise I'm just giving you a very simple worksheet to solve now. Give a read to chemical reaction.
Ma'am, Hamza sent something in chat.
Okay. Okay, that will give you for. Now next topic is chemical reaction. After studying about physical and chemical changes, mainly we need to explore more about chemical changes. Chemical changes are accompanied with chemical reaction because there is a change in the chemical bonds when 2 or more substance gets added, when one single substance gets splits into 2 or more. Okay, so a chemical change occurs when chemicals react with each other. When chemicals react with each other, thus a chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. So how can we come to know that this change is chemical? What you can say, what are the symptoms or signs to decide that it is a chemical change? Definitely. If you observe the change in energy, means temperature, that is either absorption of energy, means heat is to be provided, or release of energy. Absorption of energy is, you can say, heat is to be provided, or after the reaction the substance is getting cooled down or the temperature is lowered down, then that is release of energy. If this is observed, that is a chemical change. If you observe the change in color of substance, if you can sense some smell, means earlier it had no odor and later on after the change, the smell, we can sense the smell or the change in smell, that is a chemical change. Evolution of any gas is a chemical change, or if we observe formation of any precipitate, then that is also a sign of chemical reaction. Please note this down.
Ma'am, evaluation of gas means.
Release of gas.
Okay.
Like very common example, you all must have at least once noticed, the construction of a building and the painting of walls. So after whitewashing, when you just enter the room after whitewashing, just after whitewashing, you will feel some sort of heat and humidity and suffocation in that room, because the material that we apply on the whitewashing is mainly you can say calcium oxide. When it is mixed with the water, it forms a liquid substance. When we apply it, the chemical reaction is still carrying out, and it keeps on releasing the gas, which is carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide gas feels humid and suffocating only, like inside the car. When a car is in the sunlight for a long time and we just open its door, we cannot sit inside that now due to that suffocation. And after 2-3 days of whitewashing, it feels all normal because the gas is already released out. So that is like really evolution of a gas example. Noted, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Then after chemical.
I'm like, in a scroll up, I want to ask one doubt in change in energy. Like in temperature, you mention in brackets, you mentioned temperature, right?
Sorry, repeat your question, please.
I'm like, in the before slide, you mentioned in the side of change in energy, you mentioned in brackets temperature, right?
Hmm.
So when we keep water plus ice, so water is in a hot body, but when we keep it in the freezer, it changes into cold body. So it's a difference in the temperature. So it can be chemical change in that case, right?
Okay, good question. Siddhant, can you please remind of this question tomorrow, as the time is already over and I'm lined up with the next class? I'll clear this doubt. Huh?
Okay.
So I'll be sharing a simple worksheet in the WhatsApp group only for that. Rest, if you can think of examples of any changes that are that involves the change in energy, color, smell, please get examples of these. Okay,
Okay.
fine. We'll meet in the next class. Goodbye.
Bye, ma'am.